All right, let's talk about something I think we all feel from time to time, but maybe don't have a name for it. Let's call it the digital blues. You know that feeling? Just overwhelmed, kind of disconnected, and always comparing yourself to what you see online. So today, we're going to get into how we can find our feet in this wild new world.
And this quote right here, this is it. This is the heart of the whole problem. Every single time you scroll, you're looking at your own messy, complicated, real life, and you're stacking it up against someone else's perfectly curated, filtered highlight reel. It's an impossible comparison, and it's quietly chipping away at our happiness. This is the first thing we really have to get our heads around.
So that brings us right to our first section, the modern struggle. I mean, think about it. We are absolutely drowning in a 24/7 flood of data, notifications, and opinions. But is all that information actually making us any wiser, or is it just making us feel more anxious and confused?
And this is the great paradox of our time, isn't it? We've got thousands of friends and followers in our pockets, but that feeling of true, genuine connection can feel so far away. A quick text or a comment just isn't the same as a real, face-to-face conversation. And that gap, that's where the loneliness starts to creep in.
Okay, so that's the problem. But here's the good news. It's not hopeless. The change starts inside. So for our next section, we're going to talk about how to rewire your inner world. Because honestly, the biggest battles we fight are usually with that voice inside our own heads.
I mean, just think about it for a second. If you talk to your best friend the way you sometimes talk to yourself, would they still be your friend? Probably not, right? We are our own worst critics, by far. So the very first step is to start noticing that inner voice and deciding to change the conversation.
When that negative self-talk gets really bad, it can lead to this thing called tunnel vision. It's a real psychological state where your brain literally starts to filter out all the good stuff. All it lets you see is what's wrong, what you don't have, what's missing. And man, that is a heavy, heavy burden to carry.
So how do you break out of it? Well, the antidote is the discipline of gratitude. And look, I know that can sound a little fluffy or cliche, but this isn't about just thinking happy thoughts. This is about actively training your brain, like it's a muscle at the gym, to see what you do have. It's a conscious choice to look for the good, no matter how small, and force that tunnel to open up.
Part of that training is also about totally reframing our ideas about failure. We're taught that mistakes are bad, that we should always be moving forward in a straight line. But life just doesn't work that way, does it? It's messy. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the fuel for it. It's literally how we learn and grow and get stronger.
Okay, so once we start working on that inner world, it's time to bring it into the physical world. This brings us to our third section, reclaim your reality. Because when your thoughts are spinning out of control, sometimes the very best thing you can do is just do something, anything.
When everything feels huge and overwhelming, don't try to solve it all at once. Start small. It sounds almost silly, but the power of a tiny win is massive. Make your bed. Take a 5-minute walk. These little actions create momentum. There's real brain science here. When you complete a task, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. It's a small reward that tells you, hey, I can still make a positive change.
And we can't forget our basic biology here. Your mind isn't floating in a jar. It's part of your body. You can't have a healthy mind if you're not taking care of the machine it runs on. And that machine has some non-negotiable needs: good sleep, some actual sunlight, and regular movement. These are the building blocks for your brain's chemistry.
You know, society is constantly trying to measure our worth with numbers, our grades, our job title, our salary, but that's just a story someone made up. Your value as a person has nothing to do with that stuff. It's just there. It's inherent. And here's a little secret. One of the fastest ways to feel better about yourself is to go help someone else.
And finally, all of this work we do inside ourselves and out in the world, it gets supercharged by our final element, the power of connection. This is all about moving away from the shallow digital noise and toward deep, authentic relationships.
I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? A like on a post is just a blip of data. It's not support, it's not love. Real connection, that happens with eye contact. It happens in vulnerable, real-time conversations. That's where we find our strength, in each other.
And seeking that real connection sometimes means reaching out for professional help. This metaphor is just perfect. If you broke your leg, nobody would tell you to just walk it off or think positive. Of course not. So why on earth do we treat our mental health that way?
We have got to reframe this. Getting help, going to therapy, it's not a sign that you're weak or broken. It is a tactical, strategic move. It's you taking your well-being seriously and arming yourself with the tools you need to handle life. It's not a weakness, it's a weapon.
So, to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with this one question. Let's forget about climbing mountains for a second. Just look at the next hour of your day. What is one small, tangible win you can claim for yourself right now?